republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to begin this evening with a statutory meeting on our levy rates for the coming year. So that will be the first thing we'll begin with here. The floor is open now to receive any comments relative to the 2017-2018 tax levy. These have been publicized. They've been placed in the newspaper for anyone that might want to come in and ask about those or have any questions about them. Mr. Ellis, anything other than that needs to be shared publicly with everyone?
I don't believe so. These are the same numbers we talked about for over a month now. Like you said, they've been advertised. We send them to the state auditor's office, and we've done everything that we're supposed to do.
Okay. All right. Well, it doesn't appear that anyone has signed in or is going to speak regarding the levy rates for next year. So that being said, if you've gotten those in your packet there, and the same ones that we've seen that have been on review. So the floor is now open for a motion to approve this 2017-2018 tax levy order as presented and approved by the State of Auditor of West Virginia in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 11, Article 8 of the West Virginia Code as amended. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Mr. Wilkerson.
Second.
Second by Mr. Baker. Is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. That having been done, approved our tax levy rates for the coming year. We're now ready to adjourn the statutory meeting. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Carol makes a motion. Second by Fred. Is that an all yes?
Yes.
Okay, so that concludes that at 6:02. Okay, now let's move to our regular agenda. For our regular board meeting. Okay, first let's approve the minutes of the April the 4th, 2017 regular meeting and the April 6th, 2017 special meeting. Can I have a motion for that, please? Rowdy makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Carol. Is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Okay, public comments, no one has signed in to speak. I don't believe that. See if we're here. That brings us to information reports, and we have the Allen Creek Lions Club, Vision Screening, Midway Elementary. There's Teresa Ryan. Teresa, glad to have you.
Thank you. We have been approached by Allen Creek Lions Club to do vision screening through their Safe Sight program for our students and parents at Midway Elementary. Many counties make use of their local Lions Club to perform their vision screenings as required by law. We have never done that since I have been here in 22 years. We've always done our own. But we can use this to lighten our load for when school starts next year, at least with one grade level. And I think it also brings a good opportunity to just collaborate with our Lions Club and give a little bit of service to our parents as well. So I hope that you all will approve letting them come into our school and perform this screening. Hope Pate will assist them that day, so the school nurse will be present in the building, and we will send home referrals. And I've already prepared a letter and got it ready to go out. If you all say it's okay, we'll be performing this on Monday.
This coming Monday.
This coming Monday.
That was going to be my question, when we were going to do it.
Well, I think, that'd be a good thing, because they've got a real good line club over there and do a real good job.
They do, and Dr. Smith and Gary McAllister both told me that they haven't done this in a while, and they're looking forward to it and hope to expand this, because I asked them if they wanted to come to Duval as well. And they said they wanted to see how this went, and so that's a possibility as well later on.
Yeah.
I certainly don't have a problem with it.
Is the, you said it was open to students and parents?
Yeah, it's,
Anyone
they're
want-
gonna do the students, and any parent who would like a free screening can come in and, have their eyes checked that day.
By a parent, I mean, you have to be a parent, not just any adult in the community, do you know?
Not right now. When you start inviting other people in, other than parents, into our schools, sometimes that disrupts little things and makes us a little bit more concerned about who we have there.
I was just quite,
Is this single grade level or all grade level?
All grade levels. They're gonna start with 5th grade and work their way down, and we'll see how many we can get done in a day.
They also purchase as many classes as they can.
They do. They have a very good program to try to prevent blindness and restore sight through glasses and provide more accessible care for those who can't afford it.
and this will occur during the school day?
It will. It will occur during the school day, and our plan is to use the music or art classroom, whichever one is vacant that day.
Well, everybody, what's your all's feelings? Everybody's fine with it? Seems like everybody's agreeable to doing that, or you all doing that?
Wonderful.
Sounds good. We, like Mr. Curry said, that community service, we like to try to aid in any of those kind of things that go on in the county, and we're certainly behind it 100%.
It is, and in the beginning, I wasn't even thinking about using their screenings to record on their school records, but it's so close to the end of the school year, we always do our screenings at the beginning, so we can count their 5th grade screenings as their 6th grade screenings. So that will help us out.
Every little bit. Okay, anything else?
No.
All right, thanks, Ms. Ryan. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Okay, let's move to the administrative section then. Can I have a motion to look at these items? Rowley, motion, and Larry second. Okay, it's his birthday, I'm gonna let him have it second. Sorry. I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Slip of the tongue.
Why don't you just put it on?
It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook, now it's gonna be on
Sean, get a close
Lincoln
up.
Journal.
It's on Channel 3.
We can arrange that. Okay, Mr. McKibben, let's get him off the hook here.
All right, thank you. Item A, school volunteers who on occasion may also serve as bus chaperones for athletic events, academic competitions, or school outings, and have completed volunteer orientation. Item B, Willing Jesuit University student Brandy Berry to complete student teaching requirements at Lincoln County High School fall 2017 semester. Item C, Willing Jesuit University student Ashley Asbury to complete student teaching requirements at Lincoln County High School, fall 2017 semester. Item D is an agreement with Abigail Norfleet James, Ph.D., to provide staff development on July 26, 2017 for Midway Elementary professional staff according to the terms of the agreement, which is attached and is funded through Title I School Improvement Grant money. Item E is a contract agreement with Stonewall Resort to provide accommodations for Midway Elementary professional development July 23 through 28, 2017, according to the terms of the agreement, which is attached and funded through Title I School Improvement Grant. Item F is out-of-state travel for the following personnel. The next one, next to the last, Craig Atkins to Ridgeway, Virginia, that best Raider competition or championship to kids. I think this will be the 3rd year in a row they've been invited to participate in this event. The only cost to the school system is money to help pay for fuel. So at most it'd be $150 cost of that. Is that right, Neil? That's the way. Okay.
Army's providing the
months. Yeah. Anybody have any question about it, Carol?
I do. D&E, explain to me how that's going to happen. We're going to have professional development on July the 26th and also July 23rd through 28th. Is that going to be two separate?
I've asked Mr. King to be here to explain and answer those questions.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. What that is Midway is planning on a retreat at Stonewall. And as part of that retreat, they are bringing in the author of the book, who they're doing a book study on, and it's about closing the achievement gap in males. So this person has written the book, and that's why there's a contract, and she's going to come in and actually take them through the book and help them discuss how to meet the needs of the young men. So that's part of their retreat.
So she'll be at Stonewall?
She will be
okay.
at Stonewall, and she's coming in for what you see in the contract is very reasonable.
Oh.
So that's how that's working.
Okay.
I think that's your baby there, isn't it?
What's that?
Closing the gap. One of our LSIC meetings last year, that was discussed.
Remember, you wanted a mad dog, too.
Yeah.
Help to close that gap.
Okay.
And you're picking up the tab on all these, Mr. King.
This is school improvement money, and what happens there, Mr. Priestley, and board, is that as a result of being identified as a priority school, which Midway was identified 3 years ago, even though they're one of our highest performing schools now, that because they've been frozen year after year after year, not only are they a Title I school, but they are giving more funds through the school improvement grant. So Mr. Davis and I have set this plan in motion. If you look back at some of the other meetings and other minutes, he has been very, very cautious and he doesn't send, and you will look at it, even in this agenda, he sends only certain people to different ones, so they come back and they do the train the trainer. So that's how he's done a very good job about making sure that he gets the most bang for his buck. But that is money that has been identified and provided through school improvement grant, and it's it's a good thing is that he's performing, that Midway is performing very well, but it's also they've been frozen for all this time, so this money has been allocated to them.
Is there a timeline when that ends?
Yes, this month, this current round of money has to be liquidated by September of this year. So that's why we're trying to get as much professional development this summer as we possibly can.
Okay. I thought you were going to say that.
How many people will be going to this conference?
Which conference are you talking about? The
Well,
retreat?
Yeah, the retreat.
The
includes
retreat,
the speaker.
Stonewall's entire staff comes in.
Okay.
And then the other ones, he's sending different people, different places, so they can come back and share out. If before the retreat, they'll come back and share it during the retreat. If not, then they do it through their leadership teams and their collaborative planning at school.
Because it's a 5-day retreat and have a professional speaker one day, and it will be the teachers that have been out for
Yes, sir.
training that will be coming back to train the rest of the staff
That
on
is
the remaining
correct.
4 days.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Anybody have any other questions on the administrative items? If not, is that an all yes vote on those?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's go to the finance section then, please. Have a motion? I don't know. Ray made a motion.
Second.
Second by Carol. Ray?
A, payment of invoices totaling $695,885.96. Listing attached. Membership, B, membership in the West Virginia School Board Association for fiscal year 18, and payment of dues totaling $3,434. C, payment to the following employees as granted in grievance docket number 2015-1287 tons. And I think that's it on that. Before the meeting, I handed out a couple of sheets for you to look at. And this is something that Jeff and I have talked about a few times, and I talked to the principals this morning about it. What we have right now in the school system is you have the high schools, the middle schools, buying different insurances for football, for basketball, for softball, at different times of the year to help cover the student athletes in case they get hurt. What this is a insurance program for every single kid, whether they're kindergarten, pre-K, or a high school student playing football. This will cover accidents on the playground, in the classroom, on field trips, anytime that they're involved in a school activity. This is a secondary insurance policy. I thought of this because we did this in Logan, and in the 10 years that I was there, this is the one thing that worked perfectly. And I think our premium was about $23,000 whenever I left. So I had the guy who had that policy in Logan give me a quote on our schools, and it's under 17. I can't remember if it's 16.5 or somewhere in that area. Comes out to what, about $4 a kid, something like that.
$4.50 a student.
We had it built into the levy in Logan. There was a line item to provide student insurance. We don't have that here. But if you, as a board, want to do this, we can proceed for next school year, starting July 1. We can even start it earlier to cover that 3-week season whenever they start practicing baseball and basketball, in June.
Well, right now, Ray, who pays for the insurance? The kids or the?
The schools pay for insurance for sporting activities, for the most part. I don't even think they're legally obligated to do so.
But whose budget does it come out of?
Well, they take it as student activities.
Well, aside from that, isn't there a program where individual students can always acquire insurance through their families can acquire insurance each year?
Yeah, I believe so. I wasn't here last year, whatever that
I mean,
was.
for a long time, I know it's a voluntary thing where you could, but you're saying that this would be.
This would cover everybody, not just kids playing sports. What it would do would alleviate, the 15, 16, 17 policies that we have now. And it would just be one policy. We could, do it based on how many kids the school has.
And in comparison, it would be comparable. We're talking about providing insurance for every single child in our school system, as opposed to just a small number of student athletes out there for the same amount of money.
This company, it was through AIG, Chuck Boggs in South Charleston.
Oftentimes, or not often, unfortunately, but at times we hear about a student has they fall and break their arm at school. And typically, they're on their own on those things with their own parents' insurance. Would this type of thing cover that?
What this does is it's a secondary insurance, but it'll cover 100% up to like $15,000 or
Now, what's the
$20,000.
secondary? Does that mean that
That
they
means
have
after
one?
mom and dad's insurance is taking care of what it'll take care of, this kicks in. And it's a simple process. Like I said, in 10 years, I got a lot of phone calls with people who didn't read the instructions. How do I do this? There's a simple form the school fills out at the time of the accident, and then if they have to go to the doctor, they take that form with them and get it signed off by the doctor, and then the parents, attach receipts, make copies, and then send it on. Once I told them to read the instructions, I only had 3 people in 10 years call me back with problems, and it was because they waited too long to do it.
Do you know what would happen if parents did not have any other insurance?
I've asked that question. I think it'll serve as the primary up to a certain amount. But I've specifically emailed this company to ask them that question. They did not get back to me today. But in Logan, there was a lot of people that didn't have insurance, and I never heard back from them.
I would like, whenever you find out, to share that with us. I'd be curious about that.
We don't have to be in a hurry to do this. We got time.
And what happens in the instance where, you're gonna need to email and ask this question too, because I won't answer it yet. What happens in the instance that the parents have insurance, they have high deductible, and the deductible hasn't been met, so the parents spend $2,000 out of pocket on a sports injury? Is this insurance gonna say, well, we would cover it, but you're responsible for $2,000 of deductible under your policy, therefore, you gotta pay that whole $2,000? If so, it's not helpful to people, and that's the way insurance is going now.
Yeah.
High deductible plans to keep premiums down.
And I don't know if I encountered that. I've never
Well,
been asked that. And the process for this is if you say, yeah, this may be a good idea, I still have to bid this out. But I only bid it out one time in Logan in 10 years, and this company won.
maybe compared what the schools are paying now for
Yeah.
insurance?
They're,
Yes.
from what we know of that goes through student activities, they're around $9,000 just for the sports.
Yeah.
And this would cover everybody. It's not something we have to do. We're not obligated to do this in any manner.
Well, as far as a budgetary issue, is this something that if we adopted this, that we would charge back to these student activity funds, their portion for athletes?
That's what I
We
was
talked
asking.
about that at the principals meeting today, that we would take that money.
They would offset
Yeah,
half of the cost.
We would,
almost.
yeah, right.
Oh, right.
Based
Yeah.
upon their enrollment.
It'd save the high school money, but small schools like, Midway and Ranger, it would cost them more than what, I don't think that they have that secondary insurance policy.
Okay, so now you're saying that those that are providing it for athletics or whatever would contribute their share, but the other schools, how would that additional money be provided? Are you-
Well, we would just take it out of student activities,
Not
their
necessarily the
allocation.
school does, okay. That's
Yeah.
what-
So it wouldn't come out of their general funds. We could
Right,
take it out
that
of ways.
levy function,
Yeah.
that we give them every year. For student activity.
Yeah. But I'd have to bid this out, and somebody else may get the bid, but John Brennan always wanted me to bid that out, and I begged him, I said, don't make me do it, because I'm afraid of losing this company. They were that good. Something where you don't have any problems, you don't want to lose that. And when I did bid it, they got the bid. They were willing to go 100% secondary. A lot of other companies will stop at 80, so.
Whatever the legal requirements for that would be. But if you could, at some point, share, these questions that were given about the primary insurance, how much they cover, at what point, that'd be helpful for us too.
Okay.
Other than that, I think it's interesting.
I just wanted to let you know, we've talked about this for some time off and on, and I keep bringing it up to,
Well, it's the exclusions are as big as the policy.
What's another thing?
They used to have the exclusions one, right?
Now, if anybody comes up with any other questions you want Ray to find out, just email. Yeah.
Can we help you?
Also, there's a lot of speakers in the meeting, so.
Oh.
All the way down here.
Looking for someone who she thought was supposed to be at this meeting.
Maybe didn't they have a parent or a
Maybe it's some other meeting.
volunteer meeting this evening?
It was at the high school at 4.
Well, I know, but maybe she's.
Kirk was.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think what you might have been looking for. Okay, that is a good idea though, Ray. Yeah. We're looking at for sure. Anybody have anything else related to finance that we need to discuss with Ray, or Ray needs to have any questions about it? Okay. Ms. Nikki, are you going to make any comments relative to this grievance decision here or anything?
No.
Okay. All right. If not, then, is there a motion or a motion been made for all the finance items? Is that an all yes vote?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that moves us to the personnel section, which is next. All that's attached to your perusal. Let's have a motion to look at those, please.
I'm
Carol made the motion, second, please. Fred seconded that. Okay. We have a personnel schedule on there. The superintendent has asked for an executive session for personnel issues. What's the pleasure of the board? A motion to do so? So moved. Okay, Mr. Baker has made the motion. Mr. Wilkerson has seconded that, so is that an all yes vote to go into executive session at 6:24 p.m.?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. John, that really shocked you, didn't it?
Yes, it did.